Hello friends, in this video lecture we discuss tryptophan operon. As we discussed earlier, in the lactose operon, the different structural genes are clustered and was called polycistronic. So here also the different structural genes are clustered to form a polycistron, and these polycistrone are forming the different enzymes which will finally convert the chorismate into tryptophan. And tryptophan here is nothing but a non-essential amino acid. That means this amino acid can be synthesized by the bacteria. It is not required from the outside sources. So this operon is entirely regulated by the level of the tryptophan, whether the tryptophan is present or absent. So if the tryptophan is absent or present in the very low amount, so this operon is supposed to switch on because tryptophan level should be optimum inside the cell. So this operon is switched on, but when the level of tryptophan is optimum or sufficient, that means there is no need to synthesize tryptophan inside the bacterium. So the operon is switched off in that condition. So here the switch on and off, it finally depending upon the level of tryptophan inside the cell. So if the tryptophan is there in the optimum amount, then there is the repression of this operon, or this operon is switched off. So this is an example of the repressible operon, right? If you remember the lactose operon, there the lactose or the substrate, they trigger or they induces the operon to switch on. So that was an example of inducible operon, right? Okay, so here the 5 different structural genes are involved in the synthesis of 5 different enzymes, which finally converts the chorismate or chorismic acid into the tryptophan. And these 5 structural genes are regulated by a single set of regulatory element, that is promoter, operator and leader sequence also. And this entire operon is regulated by a protein which is called a repressor protein. And repressor protein is synthesized by a separate gene that is called TRPR gene having own promoter. So this operon is switched on or off depending upon the level of tryptophan only. So we discuss both the condition when this operon is supposed to switch on or switch off. So when the level of the tryptophan is very low or almost absent inside the cell, that means bacteria has to synthesize the tryptophan, right? So this operon in that condition is switched on. So what happens here actually? The repressor or the TRPR operon, it synthesizes repressor, and this repressor will dimerize, and this dimeric repressor is inactive repressor. That means this repressor is not able to bind at the operator site. This dimeric repressor doesn't have any motif or any DNA binding motif to the operator site. So when the operator is empty, means there is no such protein or obstacle is bind at the operator. So RNA polymerase, which is bind at the promoter site, can move smoothly. It will pass through the operator and different structural genes to produce 5 different enzymes, okay? And then these 5 different enzymes finally convert the chorismate, which is the precursor, into the tryptophan, right? So this condition is switched on, okay, when the tryptophan is not there or present in the scarce, very low amount. Second condition is that when the tryptophan is present in the sufficient amount inside the cell, so there is no need, of course, to synthesize the tryptophan. So in that case, what happens here, suppose tryptophan is present, and this tryptophan acts as co-repressor. This is the repressor, and this dimeric repressor is no doubt inactive repressor. But as soon as the tryptophan binds at the dimeric repressor, this dimeric repressor becomes active. Means they now evolve some binding site or binding motif to the operator site. And when it binds to the operator site, then it blocks the movement of the RNA polymerase. So there is no such synthesis of the RNA from these 5 different structural genes, and finally there is no translation. That means no conversion of chorismate into the tryptophan. That means the tryptophan is not there, right? And this condition is called switched off. So when the tryptophan is present in sufficient amount, then it is supposed to, or it will make the operon switch off. So this regulation we can consider as the course regulation of the tryptophan operon, right? Now we discuss the fine tuning regulation of the tryptophan operon, because see, the earlier condition is that whether the tryptophan is present, then it is switched off, and if it is not there, then it is switched off, right? I mean, if the tryptophan is not there, then switched on, right? But what happens if the intermediate amount of, or if the suboptimal amount of tryptophan is present inside the cell? So that condition can be understood by the fine tuning regulation of the tryptophan operon. So this regulation mechanism can be controlled by a process which is called attenuation, right? So what attenuation is? To understand the attenuation, first of all, we should understand the leader sequence. So leader sequence is the sequence which is upstream to the trip E, or in between the trip E and the operator site, okay? And leader sequence mRNA is synthesized before the synthesis of the trip E gene or structural gene. So this is the leader sequence mRNA, right? And this leader sequence mRNA can be divided into the 4 different regions, right? See, this is region 1, this is region 2, this is 3, and this is 4, right? What these regions are actually? These regions are complementary to each other. One can make a base pair with the 2, right? 2 can make a base pair with the 3, okay? And 3 can make a base pair with the 4, right? Remember it, okay? 1 can make a base pair with the 2, 2 can make a base pair with the 3, 3 can make a base pair with the region 4, right? And these different base pairing will form the different hairpin structure, which sometimes supports the transcription and sometimes it stops the process of transcription, right? We discuss in the next slides. Another important thing is that the region 1 of the leader sequence, it synthesizes a peptide which is called leader peptide, and leader peptide is nothing but the 14 amino acid long peptide in which 2 tryptophan residues would be there. See, 10th and 11th position are occupied by the tryptophan, right? And here these 2 tryptophan sites actually be responsible for the fine tuning regulation of the tryptophan operon, okay? All right. So now we come to the next slide. So one more thing we should understand: in the bacteria, process of transcription and translation is coupled, right? That means both the process runs simultaneously, right? As soon as the transcription starts, just behind the transcription, translation started. So you can consider this is the mRNA, this is the leader sequence region 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So RNA, it binds at the RBS, ribosomal binding site, right? And it synthesizes the leader sequence first, right? So as we discussed, 2 tryptophan residues should be there, or the 2 triplet codon for the tryptophan is there onto the region 1 of the leader sequence, right? Now we take 2 different scenarios. If the tryptophan is present in the medium, or in the sufficient amount it is present, and another condition where the tryptophan is not present in the sufficient amount or suboptimal amount of the tryptophan. So first condition is here: if the tryptophan is present in the sufficient amount, then what happens when the ribosome, it comes over the triplet codon of the tryptophan, right? So the tRNA along with the tryptophan will come quickly here, right? And it will make the supply of tryptophan as early as possible, or as the rate of movement of the ribosome was there. So the ribosome, it won't wait at the tryptophan triplet codon, and it quickly moves to the region 2, right? So one thing you remember, the transcription already it proceeds, right? It is here, transcription is happening here, the process of translation is going on. Okay, so the transcription is proceeded to the translation. So region 3 and 4 will complementary to each other, right? And they form a structure which is called attenuator, right? Attenuator means this region will change the conformation in a way that it won't allow the RNA polymerase and other complexes to continue the transcription, and the RNA polymerase will fall. So the premature mRNA will come out, right? And finally this mRNA is degraded. That means translation is not happening, right? So this is the condition where the tryptophan is present in sufficient amount, right? So attenuation or attenuator sequence is formed, and attenuator hairpin loop is formed, which is nothing but the complementarity between the 3 and 4, right? Okay. Now the another sequence which is very important, when the tryptophan is present below the suboptimal level. So at the region 1 of the leader sequence, ribosome complex has to wait for a while, or they pause themselves because the amount of tryptophan is low. So the tRNA which binds to the tryptophan, it comes here, but it will take some time because the level of the tryptophan is low. For that, the ribosome complex will pause here, or it will wait for some time, but transcription won't wait. Transcription is going on to its own pace. So the region 2 has been transcribed, then region 3 has been transcribed. So region 2, 3 has been transcribed, so it will form a base pair, right? After that 4 is synthesized, region 4, but region 3 is already occupied, the 2, and this hairpin loop, 2-3 hairpin loop is called anti-attenuator, right? That means this hairpin loop, it changes the conformation of the entire complex in such a way that it promotes the process of transcription. That means it allows the RNA polymerase to transcribe more smoothly, and finally the mRNA has been synthesized, and after that all the 5 structural gene has been transcribed and translated, and the chorismate has been finally converted themselves into the tryptophan. So this is the fine tuning. So this makes the operon switch on, right? I mean fine tuning operon, and here this makes the operon, entire operon, switch off, right? So this is an example of fine tuning regulation of the lactose operon. So these are the written content what we discussed already, right? So now we can say the tryptophan operon is regulated by both repression, right, as well as by the attenuation, and attenuation is nothing but the fine-tuning regulation, right? So the speed of the tryptophan operon, as we discussed, if the level of the tryptophan is suboptimal, so the speed of the operon is regulated by the attenuation mechanism only. Okay, so like tryptophan, other operon for the amino acid biosynthetic pathway may also be regulated by both repression as well as attenuation, or only by the attenuation, right? So that's it in the tryptophan operon. Now we discuss some questions already asked in the different competitive exams. First question is that when you create a fusion between the tryptophan operon, which encodes an enzyme for the tryptophan biosynthesis under the regulatory control of the lac operon. So regulatory sequences are from the lac operon or lac operator, right? So under which of the following conditions will tryptophan synthesis be induced in the strain that carries the chimeric operator? That means the structural genes are from the tryptophan operon and the regulatory genes are from the lac operon. So conditions are, first condition, when both lactose and glucose are absent. If lactose is not there, then no induction is there. right? So operon is switched on, so this choice is wrong. Second choice, when both lactose and the glucose are present, right? If the lactose is present, then the operon is no doubt induced, or induction takes place over there. But if glucose is there, right, so it won't allow the operon to switch on. Okay. The third choice is that only when the lactose is absent. So lactose absent, that means it is switched off. So it is also not correct. Fourth is only when the lactose is present. So it makes the operon switch on, and glucose is absent, right? So this is the correct choice, right? Second question is that when the tryptophan operon in E. coli is an example of, this is very simple question asked in the December 2013 NET examination. So tryptophan operon is, as we discussed, it is the example of repressible operon, right? So repressible operon, this one. So this choice is not correct. This is also not correct, right? Second and fourth. So first thing is repressible operon and controlled by the repressor protein and the attenuation. Of course, this seems correct answer, but we have to read the fourth option also. Repressible operon controlled by the repressor protein and the anti-terminator. No. So second number choice is the correct answer, right? Third question. You go through the third question. I'm just telling you the key points. So E. coli is grown in the medium with glucose as sole carbon source, only glucose is there, and tryptophan is suddenly added, right? Added after some time, already bacteria is growing. So the cells continues to grow and divide in every 30 minutes, okay? What will be the status of tryptophan synthase activity in the cells over the time of the trip mRNA remains stable? This is the, condition. They say that mRNA is stable over there, right? So what will be the status of the tryptophan synthase, right? I mean, all the 5 different genes, tryptophan synthase activity, they are asking, right? So of course, if the bacteria is growing in the glucose, right? Glucose is sole carbon source, right? So they have to have synthesize the lactose, right? Because tryptophan is not there, right? Tryptophan is added after some time suddenly, right? So the mRNA level would be very, very high, of course, right? Because they have to synthesize tryptophan also, okay? Now, the third question is that attenuation is a mechanism involves in the regulation of tryptophan operon by E. coli. Yes, of course. When tryptophan level are high in the cell, okay, the region 2 of the TRPL is blocked from pairing with the region 3. Yes, of course, anti-attenuator, right? Sorry, anti-attenuator. So this allows the pairing of region 3 and 4, leading to form a row independent termination, right? Okay, region 2 and region 2 of the TRPL is blocked from pairing with the 3. Okay, it is not paired. So 3 and 4 pairing, taking place, leading to the formation of row independent termination. Of course, yes. So what would be the status of the TRPL region in E. coli cells when protein synthesis has been inhibited, right? What would be the status of the TRPL region in E. coli cells where the protein synthesis has been inhibited? Okay, so what happens here? So region 2 pairs with 3, allowing the transcription of the structural gene. No, not at all. So region 1 will pair, right? They can pair, of course, and 3 and 4 will pair, leading to the attenuation. So this is the correct answer. Okay, so this would be the correct answer, because 3 and 4 will pair themselves, they will form the hairpin loop, and finally that structure is attenuator. It will stop the RNA synthesis and finally makes the operon switch off. Okay, so this is the next question. This is a very good question. The graph is given where the expression of tryptophan synthase, the TS in E. coli cells, has been given, this graph, right? So this is the activity of tryptophan synthase, right? and this bar is in the absence of tryptophan, or this filled bar is in the presence of the tryptophan, right? So if the two tripcodons are in the leader sequences are mutated by the alanine, right? If the tripcodons are mutated with the alanine, so which of the following graph will be best representing the activity of TS in E. coli cells grown in the absence and the presence of the tryptophan, right? See, if the tryptophan is replaced by the alanine in the region 1 of the leader sequence, then the ribosome has not been supposed to wait, or ribosome complex has not been supposed to wait for the tryptophan, right? So the activity of tryptophan synthase will be less, of course, okay? But in the presence of the tryptophan, right? In the presence of the tryptophan, some basal level expression is there. So this one, so that will remain as it is, right? So the activity of the tryptophan synthase will be less, right? In the absence of the tryptophan, because the tryptophan triplet codon has been replaced by the alanine, isn't it? So answer would be second. Second would be the correct answer, right? Next question. This is a very good question. Just I'm summarizing the question here. So the X is a regulatory element, right? And two promoters are there, A and B, and these two are the reporter genes, right? And the activity of the promoter is shown in the graph, this graph, with respect to the increasing level of the regulatory protein, I mean X, increasing level of X. So see, this is the reporter 1. So reporter 1 earlier is high, and as the amount of X is increasing, the activity of reporter 1 is decreasing, whereas the reporter 2, it is increasing as the X is increases. That means the X is positively regulating the gene 2, reporter gene 2, whereas it is negatively regulated the reporter gene 1, right? So the question now is, above experiment is repeated in a mutant E. coli with mutation which abolishes the binding of the regulatory protein to element X, right? Is now not, regulatory elements are not able to bind at the promoter. Which one of the following graph best depicts the activity of the reporter gene in the mutant strain? So this is very simple, that they expresses linearly then, right? So the gene 1, right, it is now independent, right, with the amount of the X, right? So it express as it was earlier, right? So its expression level is like this. I mean, this graph is simply linear, right? And this is the gene 2, right? So this is the gene 2 and this is gene 1, because X is now not able to bind at the promoter sites, right? So the fourth number would be the correct answer. This is a very good question actually. The next question is, the transcriptional regulation of the trypoperon by the tryptophan involves binding of tryptophan to, of course, binding of tryptophan to the repressor protein, right? Repressor protein, and to the repressor protein, and inhibition of the transcription by interaction with the operator region. This is a very simple question. This is next question. See, again, this is the fusion of the operon. This is the trypoperon, and this is the regulatory elements are from the lac gene, right? So the question is given below, the sum of the potential scenarios. Tryptophan will be synthesized in a medium containing lactose. If lactose is there, operon is inducible, right? This is an example of inducible operon. If lactose is there, it will make the switch on, right? And tryptophan, right? Medium containing lactose and tryptophan. Yes, this is correct actually. This seems suitable to the given figure. Second is, tryptophan will be synthesized. Tryptophan synthesis will be repressed in a medium containing the glucose. Yes, of course, glucose is there. This operon is switched off because CRP and CMP complex has not been formed as we discussed in the lactose operon. So this operon is switched off. So B seems also correct. tryptophan synthesis will take place only in the absence of sufficient tryptophan in the medium. No, this is not correct, because the regulatory elements are from the lactose operon. So choose the option that correctly describes the behavior of the fusion operon, right? So A and B are correct, right? So here the A and B are the correct answer, I mean correct statement regarding the expression of the operon. Okay, so B number is the correct. So friends, if you find this video is useful to you, certainly press the like button, you subscribe the channel, and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much for watching.